Hey guys, this is Randy Weeks with John Broughton on Retrospectives on 3SER KC Radio.
Just to start off, you grew up in Minnesota. Was music a big part of your life over there?
Yeah, it was. I grew up playing. I started out playing drums, and like in high school band or grade school band and stuff. And then when I got like in junior high, I bought a little drum set and we put together these little bands and stuff. And I really played drums for quite a while, like maybe a dozen years or 15 years. I played in like a lot of different bands, and that was kind of how I got started, really.
Was the move to California a career-based decision?
Yes, sir, it was. Well, it was kind of a little bit of a combo because I'd lived in the tundra for many years, and fixing old cars when it's 20 below kind of got to a point where it was, when someone brought it to my attention that I could move out to California because a friend of mine lived out there, we kind of jumped at the chance because it just seemed like, man, get out of the snow and get a little sunshine and try to get hooked up in some kind of musical thing.
Sure. Were you a major fan of that country rock genre of music that was prevalent on the West Coast?
You mean when I moved out?
Yeah,
there? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, are you talking about? You mean like the late '60s kind of country rock?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sure. I like that. I liked a lot of different stuff, but I was a big fan of whatever Buffalo Springfield and the Byrds and the Burrito Brothers. But I was also into all kinds of other crazy stuff. So it's kind of I've got after being around for so long, I've had an opportunity to get into a lot of different styles of music. Really.
Yeah. Just continuing on those early days, how did the Lonesome Strangers come together?
Kind of accidentally, really. I went over to. I was trying to put a blues band together, and I met up with these guys that I got an ad in the paper, and I went over to these guys' house to play with them and see what it was like. And Jeff Rhymes lived upstairs, and he just kind of wandered down while we were playing, and I started, we just talked a little bit, and we kind of hit it off real quick, and I ended up just going upstairs to his apartment, and we played, and it was just like pretty immediate, really, where we found that we had a lot of things in common and enjoyed playing together. So that's how it started, really.
Right. So, but originally that was more of a blues direction you're looking at going to.
Yeah, I was playing in a blues band right before then. Actually, I think I was actually playing in yeah, that's true. I was playing in a blues band right then. It was like back in '82, and I was just kind of feeling my way around, trying to figure out what to do, really.
I guess to the general public, it would have taken a lot of people by surprise that when the band broke up as it did, because things were starting to happen for you. What happened there?
With the Strangers?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we had a pretty good run, really. We played in the mid '80s. Los Angeles was really pretty happening. There was like a lot of different great clubs to play in, clubs that nowadays are that's just not happening, where you have those kind of opportunities. There must have been a dozen really good sized rock and roll clubs and a lot of people going out. And that was right at the time when we started, so we kind of got popular real quick on a certain level, and got a lot of offers to play around, and but things kind of died down then later on in the late '80s. I think it kind of settled down a little bit, and it was a little bit. We didn't get around that much. We didn't play as much. We made some records and went on the road a little bit, but. It was kind of tough going, really.
Yeah. And you re-recorded one of the old songs on your last album, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Trying to think. Yeah, I did. That's one. Actually, we've recorded that one a couple different times.
Any particular reason why you wanted to revisit it again?
Yeah, because I wanted to sing it. I think, we did it originally on our first record. I sang it, but it was a real fast, revved-up version. And then on our third record, we slowed it way down, and Jeff sang it. And then I just thought, one of the reasons was, in a lot of ways, the songs never really seen the light of day. Some people know of it, but it's not that well known. It seems like it. I wanted to give it another chance because it's one of my favorite tunes, really.
Sure. Now, having Lucinda Williams, of course, record one of your songs. Now that a little bit of time has passed since then, have you been able to accurately gauge just what that has done for your career?
Ooh, I don't know what. I think it's definitely right away gave me more credibility, I think, and then people probably maybe sat up a little bit and took notice of me. I don't know, so even if I would have been as likely to put out solo records like I did. I put out a couple solo records now, and I was just kind of aimless at the time, I guess. I wasn't sure what I was doing, so I feel good that I've made some records on my own, and I've written, it's probably helped me more from on a personal level than as far as the rest of the world goes. It's gave me more of a sense of wanting to be a songwriter, and I ended up writing quite a few tunes in the last 4 years or something. So
I guess it would have been a great confidence boost for you too.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
I think it was a combination of that and different things. Like, actually, when I stopped playing with my old buddy Jeff and the Strangers, I didn't write a lot of material in that band. I did a lot of arranging with Jeff. He was the main writer, and I actually learned a lot from him. But I was kind of a little bit stifled in a way when I was in that band, I think, because Jeff was a really good writer, and he'd kind of got an earlier. He was kind of ahead of me a little bit. So when the band split up, and I was able to just go to myself, well, I don't need to write in any particular way to please anybody now, so I'm just going to write. And then with this Lucinda Williams thing, it's kind of I really kind of wrote a lot of tunes for a period of time, I think.
So
that was good.
How was the transition for you from band member to solo artist? Was it an easy one to make, or was there a bit of adjusting to do?
No, it was easy. It was great. It's been great. It's a whole different thing. I go about the process completely differently. It's the Strangers, when we were more like a compact, organized entity where we would organize a tune real specifically and have it all laid out. And now what I do is I play with a bunch of guys who I've run into over the last few years I get really great players. I'm really fortunate because there's a lot of great players around town, but I've somehow stumbled onto some really great guys. And what we do is it's different. It's when we play, I never know how the song's going to end up. We just start the song. I start the song, and it just kind of takes off, and I just kind of lead. Well, not anybody might lead the way as far as how the song takes direction. It varies. It's more of a impromptu sort of thing. Although now we've been playing for a while, so we've actually kind of gotten certain things nailed down, and we're a pretty tight band, and it's really great. I really like the idea of not knowing how it's going to start or how it's going to end. It's been really, really, really great.
Now, you went to High Tone for your solo debut, High Tone Records.
Uh-huh.
Who the Lonesome Strangers were also with for a short point too, weren't they?
Yeah.
Was it important to you to be given your solo career with a specialist label like that?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I guess it was. I don't know if it was important. I think it was a good thing. I appreciate that Bruce Bromberg from High Tone took the interest, and he pretty much talked me into making a record when I wasn't really thinking about it that much.
Yeah.
So that was the big thing. As far as success with record sales, I don't know. That's kind of another story. But I appreciate those guys and what they've done for me over the years.
Any particular reason why you chose to self-release the second album?
Well, it's really, I looked at it kind of more from it's kind of, I think of it as kind of an informal release in a way where it's still up for grabs. In a way, I just sell it on my website. I sell it at shows. In a way, I kind of made the record because I've had a few opportunities getting songs in motion pictures. So I thought to myself, like, man, I'll just make some more recordings, and maybe I'll press them up, and maybe I'll get them in some motion pictures. And if somebody wants to pick it up and run with it, that would be swell. But has not been a real high priority for me. I'd love to have that happen, but it's a tough racket, and I'm just pretty much taking what I can get.
Have you enjoyed the experience of being your own record company?
Have I enjoyed the experience?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I'm not really too interested in the business aspect. It's like whatever. My own record company. I'm not really much of a record company. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm just peddling my stuff.
Pretty casual approach.
Yeah, it's pretty casual. I don't even seek out record companies. I just figure I'll make myself. I try to make myself. I put myself out there, let it be known that I'm around playing and stuff. And if somebody wants to have a conversation there, they can certainly have one.
I guess not being attached to a record company with this album must have given you a good sense of freedom in the recording process, knowing that you were in total control.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I did the first record as well. I mean, I made my first record on my own and then handed it over to Hightone, and that's kind of what I'm used to. So that that's kind of how I did this record. I guess I didn't have any concerns about that at all.
Now, you've been around the scene in Los Angeles there for about 20 years now. What major changes have you noticed in the music scene in your time there?
Well, probably the biggest change I saw was, like I say, when The Strangers first came out in '84. There was like a kind of a country rock type thing, country insurgents kind of thing, where there was, it was phenomenal how many opportunities there were for really just a short period of time, a couple of years. And after that, it's been kind of drifting. And I've been, I don't really know what's been going on around here, to tell you the truth. I'm sort of out of it. I just have this, I play in a bar, you know what I mean? I play in a bar and I got a band and we play every other Saturday, and it's turned into a really great, kind of a really good experience. We get a lot of people coming out, and we play all night long. We just got like a whole pile of original tunes that we've written, and we get a lot of responsive fans. So that's what's been going on lately. But as far as the overall period of time since I've been out here, there was really only one really definable period that was really stood out, I guess.
Now, this is the cinema bar you're talking about, the venue?
Yeah, the cinema bar.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that. It sounds like a special place for you.
Really is. It's great. I mean, it's like I think fondly back on the mid '80s when we were able to play like some of the larger clubs. But this is actually, from a profile standpoint, it's very small. But from an artistic or from a musical happening, it's really much larger. It's I got such a bunch of good players that I'm playing with, and there's it's turned into like a lot of people coming out and stuff, and they're really appreciative, and it's caused us to be better, and we change a lot, and I can't speak highly enough for the last couple of years playing down in this little bar in Culver City. It's really spectacular.
Is it a different feel for you there when you get up on stage? To use a sporting term, do you feel like you've got a home ground advantage when you're there?
Oh, absolutely. I got people in my face. I got people on my amp. They're just like people crawling all over, and they're just like, it's just pure enthusiasm. There's so much enthusiasm. It's unbelievable. To go out on the road would be like probably traumatizing. We went to Tucson the other day. Actually, we just thought, well, we'll go on a little road trip just for the heck of it. It's only 8 hours away or something. We got there, and it was immediately. It's like, there were people in the club. So we sort of expected the same sort of deal. We kind of take off and we get going pretty good. But right away it was like, oh, they're kind of tame, out here in the desert. I couldn't quite figure it out. After like maybe 45 minutes or something, and I think we were kind of like getting more and more lively or whatever. I think people finally started to kind of come around, but I'm definitely spoiled.
I guess having a regular audience and a regular haunt like that to play at, it must be a great platform for you to try new things. With a bit of,
do that a lot. Yeah, I'll do something. A lot of times I'll just start something off, and the band will just have to figure it out. And that's actually how it was more that way actually a couple of years ago, where it was very much like we were in the unknown, and I think people really enjoyed watching us screw up, you know what I mean, and just to see how we could dig our way out of a hole, We're kind of getting too good to do that now. I don't know. I'll have to like try to figure out how to throw some more curves in or something. But it's a good opportunity to just try different things.
Now, you mentioned earlier how you've had a few songs placed into movies. Have you had much input yourself into which songs are placed where and into what movies? Was that pretty much left to the movie makers?
Yeah, that's left to them. I'm just like, yes, thank you very much, sir. I'd be happy to license you that song, They pick a song, they say something that they think they can use in a specific scene, and then and I'm all for it. Whatever they want to do, it's all right for me.
To take it one step further, does writing on commission for movies appeal to you at all?
You mean like writing a soundtrack or something like that?
Yeah, having an assignment for a movie in particular.
Yeah, that'd be great. I've done a little bit of that, not much, really, on a very small level, a soundtrack. But sure, I'd love to do something like that. I figure there'll come there's been a few like close calls like that where I may have had that kind of opportunity, and I think that'll probably come along sometime. I'd love to do something like that.
Now, just to talk about your songwriting, a lot of the reviews that I've read on your albums praise your ability to write a great hook in a song. Is that something that you're very aware of when you're writing, to achieve that immediacy?
I think maybe I'm just attracted to that. I'll be like, I'll be fooling around on the guitar, and I won't be interested in anything until I hear like something that really grabs me, and that's probably a hook.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, that sounds good to me. Then I'll try to like build something off of it. It's usually most of my tunes are based out of are musical. It's I always was more interested in music than being a lyricist. That's not something I was ever that interested in, but you kind of have to do that. And what I'd learned in The Strangers with my old partner was, not only do you have to do that, but you have to try to, you can't like write just some schlock. You got to try to give it some character, which is, what I try to do. It's, it's not easy, but I'm actually happy that I've been able to write as well as I have.
How heavy is the editing process for you when you're writing?
How easy? Well,
how heavy? Do you do a lot of editing?
Well, the more editing I do, the crappier the song is, I think. And I've got like tunes that are like crappy, but it's so varied song to song. But the ones that are just not even edited hardly are the ones that I feel the best about. I've heard people say that before too. The quickest song is the best song, so yeah, I like to stay away from that. But sometimes you get like an idea, and it's a fragmented idea, and then you gotta like beat it to death trying to turn it into something. And sometimes it works where you fool around long enough and you actually do I might find a way to make it like special or something. But generally speaking, I'd rather not have to do a lot of editing.
Tell us about the lineup of your band these days.
Let's see. I've got a couple. I got some great guys. Boy, I tell you, Tony Gilkison has been playing guitar with me for a long time now, since probably 99 or 98. He's played with. Tony used to play in X back a long time ago, and he played with. Now he plays with Chuck E. Weiss. He's played with a lot of different people. Danny Magoo plays keyboards with me, and he used to play with Tom Waits for a while, and Chivalry. He plays with Chivalry. So he goes on tour once in a while. And Mike Stinson has been a great pleasure to discover. I discovered him a couple of years ago. I played in another band with him and ended up getting him to play with me. He plays drums, and he also is a really good songwriter who is having a lot of success here right now in California. He's kind of like a honky-tonk. He's well known for being like the great honky-tonk writer of the new millennium or whatever. He's kind of an old-time honky-tonk writer, and he's really good at it. He has his own band where he plays guitar, and he has a separate band. But when he plays with me, he plays drums and he sings some tunes, and he also had a song recently covered by Dwight Yoakam, I think. So that's kind of one of his little claims to fame. And I have different bass players. Josh Grange plays with me a lot. He plays with Eleni Mandel, and he's played with a lot of different people. He's also a great guitar player. So those are kind of my main guys these days, and it's been really, really great. Can't thank them enough.
And you tour basically with the band all the time, or do you tour solo occasionally, or?
With the band tour?
Yeah.
We don't. That's why we're going nowhere. We never tour. It's like I've done a lot of touring, and I would if the opportunities came around that were. These guys aren't. I can't get these guys to just go out for just roughing it like a band. So I think I'd rather stay home. There's however many million people are in this town that I can tap into.
Yeah.
It's easier for me than to get in a van and go out and bang my way down the road. So, but I don't know. That could change. I could go out by myself. I could go out with a couple different guys. At the moment, I'm just hanging tight because we're having such a great time here. It seems pointless to me right now.
Sure. And just to wind up, Randy, what's on the drawing board for the new year?
Oh, geez, I don't think that far ahead, to tell you the truth, pal. I guess I'll probably start recording some more stuff. I got some more tunes. We'll probably go in the studio and start fooling around and see what we come up with. Other than that, I think we're just gonna keep on playing.
At this stage, with that next release, you envisage going down the same path as the last one, doing it yourself?
The record, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'll probably hook up with Danny. Danny helped me produce, Danny co-produced this Sold Out at the Cinema, and which, by the way, is only available at randyweeks.com. I wanted to mention that.
Sure.
If anybody wants to buy it, they can just get a hold of me that way, and I'll be happy to send them a copy.
No worries.
But Danny co-produced the last record with me, along with Teddy Morgan, produced part of it as well. But I imagine me and Danny will probably go in the studio sometime and try to figure something out.
Fantastic. Well, we'll look forward to that.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks again for your time, Randy.
Thank you, John.
We finally caught up, and best of luck for the new year and Christmas and everything, and we'll look forward to that next release, and I'll certainly make sure to give the website a few mentions when we put this to air.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Terrific. Thanks a lot, Randy.
Okay, take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.
And to you.